Watching myself back, I'm like, I'm taking my clothes off and like giving terrible lap dances that shouldn't exist anywhere, and like it just lives. Like HBO just has this like
for the world.
For the world. Like,
what are we doing? What are we doing?
Hey y'all!
Hello, hello.
It is me, Lauren.
It is me, Jamie. We are here for episode 19, back in Starland Yard, guys.
We are back. Our set is looking really like zhuzhed up. We've got these cool new plants over here. So we're really excited to be back. Thank you to Starland Yard, as always, for hosting us every week.
Thank you so much. We love it.
So we are here. It is Tuesday and we're recording. And this weekend we did some really cool things. If you follow us on Instagram, you've already seen. We did the Zunzi Bar Igloo experience. And it was a blast.
It was so good. We recorded our episode there a few weeks ago. So finally, after the new year, we got around to actually going there ourselves. Yep. First of all, the staff is just amazing. They had so much fun with us. They made the night so fun. The drinks, whether it's mulled wine, hot cocktails, they had frozen cocktails too.
Yeah.
Everything was amazing.
It was amazing. I started the night with a caramel Irish coffee, and it like gave me a little caffeine boost and a little tipsy feeling. It was the perfect way to start the night, and we got some food. Those mashed potatoes.
Oh my God. I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast. I'm sure I have, but like, me and potatoes, oh God. Like, I love them so much. That is where the Irish side of me comes out. If I was on a deserted island, the one food.
Just potatoes.
Just potatoes.
Jamie was eating like a bowl of mashed potatoes at Zunzi Bar, and she was going, you know, potatoes are my favorite. And we're all like, what's your favorite form of potato? So we're all eating potatoes, talking about what other ways we like to eat potatoes. It was like,
iconic.
It was great.
It was great.
But that was really, really fun. And then me and Jamie came and hung out at Starland Yard on Sunday.
Yeah.
And the only other kind of weekend update is that my lips are healed now.
They're good.
Yes, they went through a whole little bruising process with the injections, and now I think that this is finally the size that they're going to be at. So if you're watching the video version, I hope that you looked at this and you're like, wow, her lips look great. I'm really, really happy with how they turned out. I'm like feeling myself hardcore.
Good.
So, yeah,
we love that.
I am. I'm just like,
love that.
Duck facing all over the place. So that was good.
Guys.
We're so excited.
We are so excited. Look at our set behind us. Well, if you're listening, you can't see it, but we have a Cutwater set. It is back. We've got our light up sign. We've got a new flavor for you this week. Exciting news. We've got Cutwater for a year, baby.
Yep. We have just finalized an agreement where this podcast will be supported by Cutwater for an entire year, and we cannot be more excited.
Yeah.
We are gonna hype this up, and it's just, honestly, we don't even have to have a partnership to hype it up because we just love Cutwater that
We
much.
really love it so much. Let's real quick talk about this brand new flavor that we have here today, guys. There it is. Tiki Rum Punch. So not gonna lie, we already cracked it open. We're doing this for a second time just because we want to do it right. And it is amazing.
It's really good. It's got orange, like passion fruit punch in it, along with the real rum. So it's delicious. It doesn't taste like super processed or anything.
Nope.
It's not too sugary, and it's got that nice 7% ABV, which, you know, you've been on this Cutwater journey with us. Some of them are a 4% ABV, some of them are 14.
Yeah.
And so to me, this is the perfect one. It's right in between where I don't have to, like, you know, plan my night if I'm going to drink one of them, and it's not, you know, too small. So I think the 7% is lovely.
Yeah.
And again, they're award-winning cocktails. There's like, what, 18 flavors? Yeah. Well, I guess 19 now. So check them out. You can grab them at any liquor store here in Savannah.
Yeah, definitely try out. Also the rum mint mojito.
Yes.
Tiki rum mai tai and the pina colada.
Delicious.
Guys, they're all so good. We are so excited to have them back.
Continue our partnership. So thank you to Cutwater for supporting the What Are We Doing podcast.
Thank you.
We love you.
Guys, this episode today, I mean, we keep saying there are a bunch that are our favorites, but we are fangirling so hard. Today, we don't want to spoil our guest, but he is on a new show.
I think we have to spoil.
We have to.
Yeah, because we have to issue a spoiler alert, okay? We are talking about the HBO show Finding Magic Mike.
Yes.
So if you're watching that, spoiler alert. Look at your screen. Spoiler
don't be surprised.
alert. Skip the guest if you don't want any spoilers.
Yes.
But yeah, well, I guess we'll get into it.
Yeah, let's just jump into it. All right.
3, 2,
one.
All right, you guys, we are here with our guest this week. This is Ricky Negron. Ricky is a contestant on season 1 of Finding Magic Mike on HBO Max, where 10 regular guys who feel like they've lost their magic go through Magic Mike live boot camp, bearing their souls and some skin as they learn sexy dance routines. Welcome to the podcast, Ricky.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
We are so excited.
We have been watching the show all morning in the office. We're like, oh my God, bonding over everybody that's on the show.
I binged it yesterday, like we got home from watching the national championship. I was like, can we do one more episode? I was like, dead. It was like
fair.
midnight.
So
done.
good.
But I'm about on episode 5 now, I think.
I'm on 4.
Yeah, so we're getting there. So
I'm so shiny.
spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Right.
You're looking amazing.
I'm thriving.
I just saw your aerial routine. It was
I'm terrible. We don't talk about aerial.
Sorry.
Is it weird watching yourself back on the show?
It's very weird. I'm almost one of those people that would almost prefer, like, I'm not Daniel Day-Lewis or DiCaprio, but I relate to them now. I'm like, oh yeah, they talk about not wanting to watch themselves in films because of how much they judge themselves. Well, watching myself back, I'm like, I'm taking my clothes off and like giving terrible lap dances that shouldn't exist anywhere, and like it just lives. Like HBO just has this
for the world.
For the world, like it's just there. So the first time, I watched it a couple times now. The first time I was like, ill, turn it off. The second time I was like, oh, I'm kind of charming. I see why I was there. And then then the third time I was just like, damn, why didn't I do better? And then it kind of just it's a mix of things. But.
Yeah.
That actually kind of leads us into our first question. Whenever like the very first episode, very first day, whenever they're like, all right, strip down, what was going through your head? Were you nervous?
Oh, yeah. Because, you know, like the easiest way to say it's one of those things where you have to quickly like disassociate yourself with what's going on. And I was like, this isn't like a reality TV show where it's scripted and like they're telling us what to do. We had no idea. So I hear underwear parade and I'm like, okay, I'll watch. Like I don't want to be a part of this. And like things just come at you back to back to back. And I'm just sitting there like, all right, maybe this will be the worst of it. So if I get through this like underwear parade and just talk to these random people I've never met in my life, it'll be okay. It helps to be less nervous though, because there was a group of other dudes who were just kind of like, what's going on? Like we have no idea what's happening. So here we go. And then it's just awkward because if you're just like that awkward person who's not like that, like never in a million years would I do something like Magic Mike in the first place. It was just like, oh damn, why couldn't we tell jokes or something? But instead,
What do I do with my
but once
hands?
you get over the nerves, the initial nerves, you kind of jump right in and forget you're even there. And then you stop thinking about your body.
Yeah. And so why did you audition, or is that the right word?
What was the process? Because we were talking about in the beginning, they show you guys dancing in videos. Was this like a video submission, or how did it work?
So I lived with roommates who were actors in California, and it's super weird, but I was just like minding my own business, and my roommate sends me like an ad, like an Instagram ad, that's like, have you lost your magic? Like, do this show. And I'm like, oh, this sounds like something I could do, like dancing a little bit and like being quirky in a way. I was like, let me just blindly apply. So I apply, and like it goes nowhere because you apply to a million jobs a day or a million things a day, and I've never done anything like that. So I was like, all right, I'm a random guy living in California. What are the odds they're going to pick me? And then weeks pass. I just go back to my life, like selling shoes and like forgetting that like this even existed. Like I genuinely forgot that even existed. And a girl just texted me at work and was like, hey, just got your Finding Magic Mike application. Like, you down? And I was like,
You down?
that's pretty much how it went. She was very like young and hip.
What a cool,
and then,
like boss. What?
Yeah, what?
I just like go through like these series of interviews and then had to do like a million things at home. So there was like a million Zoom interviews with like secret executives that I never got to like meet. I don't even know if I ever met them to this day. Then we had to do a dance tape, which is what they kind of show in the beginning in like little blocks. And then from there it just like took off. Then it just started to plan. It was a slow burn. But it's just weird,
So how long was the whole process, and also when did you film this? Was this super recently, or was this like a year ago?
No, this was recent. So it was just a couple months ago.
Wow.
We all just got back. It took 2 months to film. There was a short break because of COVID too during production, so that was weird. We didn't know what the future of the show was going to be. But the whole thing took 2 months, so we were just all kind of gone for 2 months, unless you got eliminated then sent home early. But this was recent. This was filming during COVID, so it was that in itself is strange because of the structure of the show. But yeah.
Wow. And so, or did you?
No, go ahead. I have so many questions.
I know. Like, I'm glancing at like what we had prepared, and I just have like a million more. So whenever we were about to watch the show, I think we probably had the same ideas going into it as probably everyone. I thought that it was really going to be like a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader style, you need to, eat nothing all day because your body needs whatever. And that's really not what the show is about. It's not so much about how you guys look. It's really about your confidence and your performance and who you are. Yeah. Why do you think that that's an important message to send to people?
I just think something that's not focused on as much is body positivity for men, because we're still under the same microscope that women are in a sense. Like, we compare ourselves to what we see on Instagram. We compare ourselves to the likes of Channing Tatum, Matthew McConaughey, or everything that a Magic Mike is supposed to be. So I think it's one of those things that's like, I wish people would watch a show to understand that we're all there to challenge a stereotype of man that is known as sexy. And I think it's just an important conversation to have, because people who are watching the show now keep talking about, wow, it's so nice to see men be vulnerable, and it's so nice to see men cry. And my initial response to that is like, yeah, men cry too. We cry. We love each other. Like, we sit in that den together, just gossiping and talking and talking about our body issues, or some contestants with body dysmorphia, things like that. We all feel, even the muscular men on the show, they felt insecure for other reasons, emotional things. So it's one of those things that it was just nice to start a conversation, because especially in the world of reality television, we're not given that. We're given The Bachelor or Love is Blind, or either which way, it's all hot people, by societal standards, hot people. So it was just nice to be a part of something. And I hope the conversation shifts, what happened to you guys. I hope people just kind of turn it on.
Absolutely.
And realize that it's challenging masculinity, not reinforcing plain stereotypes of masculinity.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are amazing, and I don't know, I think it's so cool what you guys are doing, and being able to find that confidence. It's nice to see people be vulnerable, and to hear you talk about in ways that, no, everything's not perfect. I can't imagine if someone was like, okay, strip down your underwear and do all the time, no, I don't think I can do that. So how do you feel now after the show? Do you feel like you found your magic again?
A little. It's nice to know that there are other people like you who struggle with the same things, because again, I was living in California, which their culture, fortunately or unfortunately, however you look at it, is built on being this thing. You have to make this much money, you have to look like this, you have to go to the gym and be on a vegan diet every second. And my whole thing, coming into the show, I was like, I like cake. I'm just it is what it is. So I was trying, I was working, but I was also I don't have to look like Nate. I don't have to look like Ross. I don't have to look like these guys. And my whole life, I kind of did compare myself to these other men, because I see them find success in other avenues. But the show was a good reminder for me to find success in my own way without having to look like that. And it's still something you struggle with naturally, because I'm should I go to the gym? Now that I went on the show and I didn't win, do I go to the gym? Because would that have made me win? But I'm just nah.
No.
I'm just no, I'm going to do what makes me,
authentic self. I mean, you're definitely the jokester on the show. I was cracking up in the episode that I just watched where you were people expect me to be spicy, but I'm the spice that was left on the spice rack. It was that is hilarious.
It was just a fun, for me, I was taking it super authentically, the whole experience. I was just saying what was on my mind. We filmed so many interviews too, and that's just they're 45-minute episodes. That's barely scratches the surface. We were shooting for 12 hours a day.
Wow.
And with those backstage interviews that you see so many of the time, I'm just cracking jokes. I don't think I ever said anything remotely kind of serious. So for me, it was fun.
Watched it back and you were like, dang, that was funny. I don't even remember saying that.
Well, we all watched it together. We went to a premiere to watch all the episodes together, and I was like, oh, I could have worked on that. I could have said that differently, or the way they cut things to make it seem I'm damn, they picked it joke C, but joke A and B were slamming that day. So it's just interesting, and I wanted to make sure I stayed true to that, because their whole thing behind the scenes, they don't really get into this too much when you're on it, but they were can you be sexy and funny simultaneously? And so much of the time I was so focused on just being funny, because I was this is who I am. I'm never gonna get on top of a girl and not laugh. I'm talking to them because they want you to communicate, and I'm I'm sorry, this is so awkward. I'm about to grab your hand and do this, and so that's what it's really like. So it's just a hard blend, finding because we were all there to compete still. And so we're all trying to figure out what it is. Ross is that guy. and Nate is like a sweetheart, and like Johnny's just like a track star looking to like redeem himself. So like everyone's trying to find their thing that like gets them ahead, because we all thought like being something that made you stand out would keep getting you to move forward in the competition. For some people it worked, for some it didn't. But
lean into it.
Lean into that. So I definitely leaned into like the humor.
Absolutely.
But it was a good time for me. So.
Oh my gosh, we've been on a journey. Speaking of Ross, we've been on quite the journey with him.
have.
I am now far enough in where I'm really starting to enjoy him. But Jamie
No,
this
I'm
morning,
not.
she was like, I don't like this
I'm,
guy.
I'm like being totally honest. Just watching him at first, I'm like, oh god.
I'm like,
he's
he gets
driving me
there.
nuts.
He gets there.
Yeah.
It is so cool though.
I'm not finished though.
Yeah, I can't. I won't. I won't.
Oh god, I watch it. For you.
Okay, I'm at a good place with him right now.
Everybody is like behind the scenes. Like everybody, it's just like one of those things that like some of us thought that the show was trying to divert the stereotype of like what Ross represents.
Right.
Gotcha.
And so it was like, for me, like as a person of color, like in this space, I was like, oh, I hope the people of color succeed and the people that are like out of the box. Ross was just too much of a
Kind of
like the frat boy next door kind
expected,
of.
yeah.
And I was just like, okay, this is nice to have, but it's
Yeah.
like, what's going on? But I think like to some degree, like I give him a little like leniency, because he is like sweet to like me. Like there's nothing like Ross. Just there's that guy. There's a guy on the show.
There's always that guy.
And like it's unfortunate that it had to be someone, because we're all like close in our own way, and so we all watch it, we all talk, and we're all like, oh. But then we're like, you did that yourself.
right.
Like we all could have taken our belts off, or like found.
That was intense. I was like, oh my god, I would have been scared.
I know. Yeah, me too.
I was a girl, I'd be like,
Because like sometimes they're like, be sexy, and we're all just like,
Okay.
not that, don't do that, Ross. And so it's just like kind of watching someone like self-implode simultaneously at the same time as like being, because people do find that sexy.
Yeah.
I'm sure plenty of people find he's built, he's attractive, like he's easy on the eye,
Yeah.
But it's just like, with everybody else in the room, there was like that, every show you watch, there's that guy,
Yeah.
whether it's reality TV or like drama television. You don't like somebody.
I did think it's so cool. You just touched on it, like how diverse the cast was.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I find a million different kinds of people attractive. And I think that's what, I think the average person doesn't really just have a type. And so it was really cool to me to watch the audience and the feedback from the audience and all the, women at the shows and everything. They were like, oh my gosh, they're all sexy, and y'all all couldn't be more different. I thought that was really neat and realistic.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Just a comment. I thought it was cool.
No.
That's my thought.
Did you notice with everything going on? I mean, I know you're like constantly learning dances and learning how to perform and all that stuff. Did you notice the cameras were there, or was it kind of half and half? I mean, if I had to strip down my underwear, I'd notice the camera immediately. You're like, oh god.
And those moments are kind of like hidden and off to the side. I think people get that question a lot, because I felt, even myself, I was like, I'm here to be authentic, but I'm aware that there's a camera in front of me.
Right.
So everything I say naturally, whether I think I'm being authentic or fake, is in my head filtered, because I'm aware that there's 10 cameras around me at all times.
Yeah.
I don't think things are happening so fast and you're so focused on other things that it's easy to remember that they're just like people in the background.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really care that there were cameras. I was like, I have 2 hours to learn to dance.
Right.
Like, I could care less if the camera's moving around. You're only reminded of it sometimes in the more like the interviews and stuff, kind of like you're reminded that you can't just go in there and not say anything. You can't just like, there's a camera, you can't just be like, and if there is, you're just like getting cut, like just like looking around. But it's a weird, like it is for anyone trying to be on reality TV, like I'm not an actor, this isn't my thing. So naturally I went in thinking like, well, everything's scripted. Like I hear The Bachelor's fake, and like all these shows I watch are fake, so this is gonna be fake and scripted, but then it ended up not being that way. So I was like, shoot, now I have to be real. And there's cameras everywhere, but you get, I don't know, you get used to that. And then you go back to your hotel anyways and they're gone.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you just kind of focus on everything that's happening around you. At first, you're aware they were there. Like when the underwear parade was happening, I was like, perform. But then later I was like so into myself, because I was like, I'm tired and like, don't film me. Like I'm just tired. Like I just have to get through the day. So it's a weird blend. Like, it's there, but it doesn't make it like any less real.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, if someone were walking around with their phone, like we do on like social media every day, it's just kind of like, here you are, like perform for me. So yeah.
Wow. And so the guys, y'all all are still chatting? Like, are y'all friends now that the show is over?
Yeah, we all talk. Some of us are more close than others, but it's just because like everyone's being pulled in different directions.
Yeah.
Like I'm closest with like Johnny, Nate, Adonis, like those guys.
Adonis,
I
love him.
we're obsessed with him all morning. We're like,
yeah.
we just love him.
Yeah.
He seems really cool. Are they all like? Do you think that how they're being portrayed on the show is accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if
Cool.
anything, we have that discussion a lot amongst ourselves, like,
Yeah.
because some people feel like maybe slighted. But in terms of representation, I mean, there's 7 episodes that are 45 minutes each. I know we were shooting for 12 hours a day, but like no matter what, like someone's story or something that makes them is going to get cut on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
And so like everyone kind of feels like different. I think from what I've seen from my perspective, everyone on the show is a version of who they are in like
Yeah.
real life. I don't think
that.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone is like portrayed as a character.
Yeah.
I think they're all just like who they are. I think if anything, there's just like a lack of context that like gets you there.
Yeah.
Like I think sometimes like people don't know like why Austin's there or like why Marilyn's there or like what's his deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Well, and like I know because I spend every day with him and I'm talking to them
right.
every day and I'm like, oh, I can see why you think like that because obviously some people got like Mormon's a bisexual Mormon. He's more than a bisexual Mormon. like
like
Merlin does a lot more than
Yeah,
just be a
right.
bisexual Mormon that goes around. And so like you watch it or like Michael too. Michael has so much more
Yes.
like wisdom and like
my
to
gosh.
impart on people than just like being like the guy you go, oh, for like
Right.
that resemble on the show. So everyone has like their moments of like, what was that?
That's something interesting to remember. You know,
Yeah.
like I like what you said. It's a version and like kind of
Yeah.
a snippet of this person.
Yeah, I think it's just something that kind of defines who you are against other people.
Yeah.
You know, like, what it makes you stick out. Like you were saying, you kind of gravitated towards like being humorous and everything like that.
From a TV standpoint, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so how did you end up in Savannah, and are you still selling shoes?
I'm not selling shoes
Heyo.
anymore.
Okay.
Sorry. I just needed to like move. So California, like I did the same thing everyone else did. I'm from Pennsylvania, so I was like, big dreams in California. I went to school for film and communications, so I was like, oh, there's something out there for me.
Yeah.
And then I go to California and ended up selling women's shoes. And you get so comfortable because you're bringing home so much money like a week. I was just like, all right, I'm good at this. So I'll keep doing this. So after that, I just like, before the show anyways, I was planning on relocating anywhere in the world, and I just kind of like landed on Savannah. Like there's no rhyme or reason. It was just kind of like I don't like Pennsylvania, I don't like California. It's not that easy to go to the UK. So here comes Savannah.
So did you know anyone?
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no. I don't think, nobody.
Well, we're
That
so
is-
happy you're here.
I know, I
No, no.
know. And so, I mean, if we want to file, I did want to touch on your girlfriend. She's here on set today. How did
Yeah.
you guys meet? Are you from Savannah?
No.
No.
Okay.
Can you talk? Oh, you know.
Sorry, I'm like for the podcast.
We're from the same town.
Really?
Yeah, so we just connected like via social media
Wow. Was this
And
before
then-
or after the show?
during the show.
During the show. Wow. So you could be on your phone and stuff during the show?
No, there was like blackout days where like they took our phones away. We had like
Okay. Yeah.
literally, yeah. So,
Oh my God.
and here we are.
I'm so happy y'all are here.
We were wondering that. We're like, how did she feel during the filming of this?
I know.
And like watching it back and stuff. That
She
is
was
so
judging
funny.
me. She doesn't want to lap dance for me. So.
Had you ever given a lap dance before the show?
No, and because I'm not that person.
Right.
Like I get that consent, and like even with consent, it's a strange thing for me.
Right.
It's like I myself, if I were a woman, I personally wouldn't go see that. Like because I would just like I don't want people touching me or in my space.
Right, right.
So I'm just like that's how I felt for them. I'm like, can I at least follow you on Instagram first? Or something. Like I'm never just gonna jump on some, but that's what it was.
What's your last name?
And they're planned to be there and they know what they're coming for, so it made you
Right.
feel better. But I was just kind of like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying that actually this morning, that watching that lap dance part, I'm like, these girls are so like cool, calm, collected. I'd be like, okay, like what are we doing? Like
Yeah.
we're freaking out.
There were definitely some like you're towards the end of the program there's like more lap dancing and like that happens in real time with like real life people.
Oh wow.
And it can be a little more like a little awkward.
have to
like
read
some
the
people
room
you
a
got to
little.
read the room
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like and you have to do it so fast though.
Yeah.
Because you're not thinking, you're like in performance mode. And I'm like, I'm still bad at lap dances. And so I'm just like, what do I do now? So it does happen like sometimes, or if there were anyone feeling awkward, it just didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
But I'm sure some people were a little more like, I've never been touched by a boy. And it's just
right.
like, I don't know. I stayed away from them. I got lucky. My partners were always like, into it.
Yeah,
Or like
yeah.
faking it enough that like
right. They
it
made
didn't
you feel
yeah, they
okay.
made me
They
feel
make
okay
it-
enough
Yeah.
too.
Oh my gosh. gosh. I have one more question, but do you have something?
Yeah, no, I just have one more question. Just what do you think ultimately after this whole experience that you took away from it?
I think the number one thing to remember is that, especially since I'm not pursuing like this, I'm done with Magic Mike. Yeah. I'm done with giving lap dances to strangers. I'm just
you don't want to give lap dances to Charlotte?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Come on.
I think it's just to find belief in yourself that something can be sexy that doesn't fit everyone's brand.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy in a relationship. She's happy with that. My humor is fun, and I don't have to sell myself anymore. I think for so long of my life I was trying to sell myself to the wrong crowds, and now I just don't care what people think. I'm kind of just this is what I am. I'm imperfect. I'm funny.
Yeah.
Someone is gonna find me charming in this large world, and I can kind of dance.
Yes! You got some spice.
Yeah.
My last question for you, would you do it again?
I think part of me would do it again, only to realize that I would do much better. So it was sold as a competition where you don't really need to be fit, but some things kind of limit you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where aerial was easier for people that are already naturally built, all of these guys, even if they were sort of out of shape or whatever, they all go to the gym. That's their normal life.
Yeah.
I'm never going to a gym.
Yeah.
Maybe I took a run in a park once and I was this is fine. So I would think just to get through things like aerial routines or something, I would do it again just to be probably if I did this successfully, I would have won or something.
Right.
You always think that. Or if there's ever an all-star season.
Yeah.
Yes. I have a feeling they would have you back.
Yeah, I would like to be back in some capacity. They talk about having the guys back as mentors if there is a season 2. We don't know. We're not part of HBO. We don't get the memo. So, but I would come back maybe. If she allowed also. If she had a hard time seeing me do it for one season.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
I hope there's a season 2. I really enjoy the show.
I love this
Yeah.
show.
It's just so much more, and there's so much depth to it. You see you guys crying. You have such a brotherhood on there. I literally wrote down, when Kevin landed that flip. You guys are oh my God.
That was
it
sweet.
was so cool.
Yeah. Kevin is a sweet guy.
Kevin, we like him. He's growing on us a lot.
Yeah.
It was really funny. I turned this on a couple days ago at home, and my boyfriend was like, I don't want to watch this. I'm like, okay. And it started where he sat on the arm of the couch, and then he slid onto the couch, and then before I knew it, he sprawled out, and we're 3 episodes deep. I was I knew you'd like it.
This is a show for boyfriends too.
Everyone.
Most of my Instagram DMs message requests. Some of them are creepy, but the other non-creepy ones are bro, this changed me. I had to sit there watch this with my girlfriend, and I'm if people just turn it on and watch it and understand that we are not shoving Matthew McConaughey down their throat because even I'm a fan of the films, the first one more than the second one. I've seen them, but it's completely not that. It's a very different thing.
It really is.
Wow.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a slow burn. I think people are going to find it, discover it, and when they do, they're going to realize it's not what it's supposed to be. And there's just a lot of competition. Euphoria's out. All these things.
I know.
All of these things are.
Look, people will binge that, and then they'll be like, oh, well, I'm on HBO.
I know. That's all I can hope for, being the What's Next show.
Yep.
After you're done with Stranger Things and
right.
Euphoria, come on over to Finding Magic Mike for cringe lap dances.
That's hard competition,
I know,
right? She's
I know.
such a queen.
Hey, maybe from this podcast, some more people will find
I was
us.
about to say, this is about to blow it up.
Yeah,
Now
we go.
people know I'm in Savannah.
Yeah, I know. We blew your cover.
Some people know. Some
so
people
you
are
live here
you're
now.
in Pooler, on my comments and stuff, or just I know. That might be my fault for I didn't realize that people are watching me now. I went from a nobody on Instagram to random people finding me and stuff, and now I'm damn, can they see our apartment number? When we leave, if we take a video,
We gotta
Bracket
get
it.
a security system.
because most people are supportive and nice, but with anything, there's just
There's always a weirdo.
the hyper fan,
Yeah,
and I'm just why me? Go to Ross.
Go to Ross. I don't know. We'll see how he does.
Anything else you want us to know?
Do we not get anything? I feel like we totally.
I don't know. I just don't want to spoil anything for you guys, so I want you to
True,
just
true.
Yeah.
I'll let you look
like,
up spoilers and
by
know what
the
happens.
end of the
but-
night, I'll know.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I do have one funny kind of question. Your dolphin dive.
It's terrible.
I was gonna ask if
It's okay. No, we never had to do it again. So I never.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I don't understand the mechanics. But it was like gravity, and I prayed that it would go away, and it went away. So I skated by. I think what I was doing wrong was I was throwing myself in the air. I watched a tutorial video that they put out. Like I myself, a contestant, watched back, and they know it's terrible. Maybe they kept it out because they wanted to see me go on in the competition. But it's like, and then I saw people try it at home, and I feel significantly better about myself. Because it's like being told like to do a push-up in the air, and I'm like, I can't do a push-up on flat ground. Like I
Don't
can't
add
do,
jumping into it. We don't need that.
and then I had Laura try, or kind of try, and it's just like, no, gravity defeats everybody, and people don't understand. They see the show and they're like, everybody's doing it. So Michael was doing it, everyone's doing it, and you watch it and everyone's pulling out the dolphin dive. You've never seen me pull it out. When they're like, "What's your raunchiest move?" I'm like, "Not that one."
I did notice that everyone in the freestyle hit it, and I was like,
"Not Ricky."
It was great.
And in my interviews too, I was always talking, like in my backstage interviews, I was like, "God damn that dolphin dive," because I was sure like that I was gonna get it, and I would practice in my hotel room. And on my bed, because they said to practice that way, nothing.
Dedication.
Every time, it's just like my arms turn to a noodle, and I go to do the mechanics and just like
it's just
fall.
not it.
It was
But-
so funny. They were doing it, all of a sudden you hear them be like, "Ooh, I heard that."
I know.
You're like, I don't even know where that
they
came
turned
from.
the volume up.
Yeah, they're like 36 right
But,
there, and then you just know.
and that's how you remember it. Like that's how you forget cameras were on. Like most of what I said on camera, like in those moments, I was like, I didn't say that. But it's so under your breath because you're mic'd or something. And I'm like, oh. But when that moment happened, I knew when we were filming it that my dolphin dive was so bad, and at some point they would focus on it. And I got lucky in the first performance, like in the pool performance. It looks like I'm doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Like in the group of them, but I know damn well that like Adonis, the real life is Adonis almost kicked me in my face because my timing for diving was off. So Adonis's leg is already up. His like shoe is like this close to my face, and I'm just like, I gotta keep dancing.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
so-
that was hilarious. So like, yeah, 36, damn,
Yeah.
really heard that one. And they just like, pick you out right away.
I would recommend you try it because
Look, we should try. That should be our extra clip for
You
this
can-
week.
yeah,
To get on
it's just
grass
like-
over there, tear it up.
I don't know. And they ask me all the time. They're like, "Can you do it?" I'm like, "No."
No.
They're like, "Can you be a Magic Mike live?" I'm like, "If I don't dolphin dive." Because I knew that was a thing too. If you're in like the finale, you have to dolphin, like you have to be able to know how to do it, and like backwards and stuff. And I'm just like, can I just be like the guy who comes out and does like a little like hip shake?
Yeah,
I
I know
know.
you were really getting
I
into
know,
it with
I
the
know.
hip shakes.
I was like, I gotta use something. I gotta do something. Nate looks too much like Drake, and like all these people have too much going for them. So I was like, I gotta do something.
That's the first thing that Cameron, my boyfriend, said when he came in the room. He goes, "Is that Drake?" I'm like,
All the time. I heard it all season. I made fun of him all the time. I was like, how does it feel to be pretty? I was like, pretty privilege pays off, doesn't it? Because Nate really, like, a great dancer, but he just stands there and looks attractive. So it's kind of just like, I
It's
don't know.
unbelievable. Oh my god.
It is. And it sucks, too, because you want to hate him.
right.
But, like, he's so likable. Like, in the real world, like, he's the sweetest guy. Like, I
Yeah.
know. Like, him and Johnny both are so sweet. I'm like, meh.
Yeah.
Let me just choke you in your
right.
But he sucks at pool. And I
There
hope
we
you guys
go.
keep that. Yeah, keep that in.
keep that in.
Everybody,
That's my
every other
guys.
contestant on the show is terrible at pool, and they cut away Adonis especially missed like 10 times during the show. Yeah, matter of fact, you guys can have a drinking game at how bad we are at pool in the show. Like if you watch closely, just pause it.
Yeah.
Pause it and see where the ball goes because it's not in any pocket at any
is so
moment.
funny.
Oh my God, I'm
Um,
about to like
I know.
definitely watch.
And
That is so funny.
Well, we think you're great. We're
Yes.
really
Well,
enjoying the show.
Yeah.
thank you so much.
for
Let me
coming
know
on
what
the
you think
podcast.
when
Yeah.
you
We will. We will.
I know.
um,
Ricky is like one of the most genuine people I've ever met in my entire life.
He was wonderful. I
was.
really enjoyed that conversation, and I want to hang out with them.
I know, that's
like,
what I said. I'm like, can we be friends?
He and his girlfriend are just sweet.
They are. They
Yeah.
are so great. And honestly, hearing him be so authentic and so vulnerable about the experience, and I think you guys can gather from the interview, like, this isn't a show just about super hot people that are trying to get even hotter, you know?
Right.
Like, genuinely, these people are learning a lot about themselves and they're growing more. I mean, he even says it himself, you know? So
They're all
I think that's
sexy
cool.
in their own cool way. I
Yeah.
love it.
I hope there's a season 2. I would definitely watch it.
God, I hope so.
Me too.
Okay, y'all. Jamie, let me just readjust here. Let me just, fix my hair, pat my lipstick a little bit. Jamie.
Just scoot around a bit.
Jamie, What are we doing?
What are we doing, Lauren?
Jamie, let's get into it.
We were quiet about it last week.
I know. We couldn't scream. We were had to use our indoor voices. Yeah. Okay, y'all, what are we doing? On Thursday, January 13th, it is the Betty White Challenge at New Realm Distilling Company. So starting on Thursday and lasting all weekend, anyone who mentions the promo code Betty White Challenge at checkout at the distillery will donate a portion of their tab to the Humane Society for Greater Savannah. So,
R.I.P.
Yes, man. That
Hard
was
news.
sad.
God.
Yep. Cameron already has a Betty White tattoo on his leg now, so that was a quick turnaround for him. Also happening on Thursday night, it is stand-up comedy open mic night. Head over to Totally Awesome Bar on Thursday night for open mic comedy night. All are welcome to try out their best 5-minute set or just laugh with some great local comics.
Nice.
If sign-up starts at 8:30, the show starts at 9, and then there's going to be karaoke all night afterwards.
Ooh,
very
very
cool.
nice. All right, we got Friday the 14th, 23rd Annual End Market Savannah Hockey Classic. Love this. Happening on Friday and Saturday at the Savannah Civic Center. Come see Georgia, Georgia Tech, Florida, and Florida State compete for the Thrasher Cup.
Ooh.
Exciting. There are 2 games on Friday. Those are at 6 and 8:30 p.m. Another 2 games on Saturday at 5:30 and 8:30. So go get some hockey in this weekend. Why not?
Love it.
Last one for Friday. We talked a little bit about this already. Riley Green was supposed to be at End Market Arena, but as a reminder to those who had tickets, that is not happening on Friday. That is being delayed to February 6th.
February 6th, yeah. I think that we actually forgot to mention that up top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we had
that's good.
some breaking news. We record this on Tuesday, so it actually, that news broke about an hour ago.
Ooh.
Oh my God, that bird just almost took out our feet.
Oh, God. The little fluttering
I
of his
hope you can see that
wings.
bird on the video.
Ooh.
He was, whoa. Okay, sorry,
Just
y'all.
gave you a heart attack.
Yeah, the End Market Arena is not quite ready yet. They're saying there are supply chain issues, so shows are being postponed, so heads up.
Yeah.
Happening on Saturday, January 15th. Let's get saucy, y'all. It's a wing sauce competition. Bowtie Barbecue and Southbound Brewing Company are hosting a wing sauce competition from 3 to 6 on Saturday. Competitors must incorporate Southbound beer into their sauce, and they must have a creative song-inspired title.
I love it.
So this event is free to attend and sample the sauces, and there will be a food truck serving up chicken wings. So if you find a sauce you love,
Do some dipping.
yeah, do a little dip in action. And if you can't attend, do not worry. The winning sauce will actually be on the bow tie menu
Yes.
all of February.
There's so many different aspects to this, and I love it.
The song, I'm really curious where that came from.
Right.
What would your chicken wing sauce song name be?
Oh, God.
Something spicy. Something spicy and sweet.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to say, yeah. I don't know. That's something.
Oh, Sweet But Psycho.
Sweet but
Yes.
psycho. That is good.
That's a good song. My sauce would be really sweet at first, and then once you finish the wing, your mouth is psycho on fire.
For some reason, the song title, Sugar We're Going Down, the Sugar We're Going Down.
Yeah,
swinging,
yeah.
That's immediately what I thought. Because
Okay.
it's it's a little sweet, and then it's no.
You're going down.
It's going down.
This is a hot sauce. Okay, I like that.
Prepare,
Should we enter?
Should we?
We enter.
We might.
Okay, y'all. Also happening on Saturday night, Neutral Snap live at Barrel House. All right, y'all. So my favorite pop punk band, Neutral Snap, will be back in Savannah this Saturday night, performing live at Barrel House. They usually go on around 9-ish, so grab some dinner, then go into your night with some live music. They'll be performing songs from their new album, Tell Me How I Feel, along with some hits from their past albums and covers of classic party bangers. They're such a fun time.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's there'll be a couple of their songs, then Mr. Brightside, then a couple of their songs, and then Sweet Caroline or something. All the ones that really just get you amped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love me a good Mr. Brightside.
It'll be so fun.
I do. I love it. All right, guys. Sunday fun day for you. The 16th. Drag me to brunch at New Realm Distilling Company. Jordan, Sophia, Alexander, and guests will perform Brunch with the Legends.
Love it.
Drag show at New Realm on Sunday at 1 p.m. Tickets are $20 and include 1 drink. Perfect. There will also be a special brunch menu served all day. What else would you do?
I'm loving it. Seems like every weekend in the winter there's a drag brunch, and
I know.
I'm here for it.
I know, me
every
too.
Sunday.
I know, me too.
We
me
gotta
too.
go to one.
I know.
Finally.
We have so many things on our list
know,
of things
I
to do,
know.
guys. Okay, then Monday the 17th, MLK 5K or 10K. You guys probably remember Mark Cameron. He came on the show a little while ago. But join How to Run at 8 a.m. for a morning run benefiting Blessings in a Book Bag, which is an amazing organization.
Very cool.
Choose between a 5K and a 10K that morning, and then make sure to sign up online before the race. Little kick off your morning.
Are we off work
Why
on
not?
Monday?
I don't know. I was
If
actually
we are,
wondering
I
that
would
too.
love to actually run in this. That would be really fun.
I wouldn't be opposed.
So as usual, we want to shout out Starland Yard and all of their happenings this weekend.
Yes.
On Sunday, there's going to be live music from 5 to 8 p.m. From Amazing and Good Too. I like that. That's how I want to describe myself. How would you describe yourself in a couple words? Amazing and good too.
Both. Not one, but two.
Then they do want us to give you guys a heads up. They are closed on MLK Day, so on Monday they will not be open. And mark your calendars a little bit in advance. On Saturday the 22nd, Starland Yard is going to have music from 2 to 10 p.m. hosted by a Chicago-based band called North by North. That
Cool.
seems like a Kim Kardashian line.
Yeah.
North by North. Baby
actually
clothesline. Yeah.
Baby clothesline.
North by Northwest.
Yeah, thank you so much to Starland Yard. Thank you to Cutwater for being sponsors of the podcast. We love it, sponsors and partners.
We love y'all.
All in one. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at What Are We Doing Sav. We've got some fun reels on there for you guys. We do tasting videos of Cutwater and kind of what we're doing in Savannah. Also, make sure to follow our home paper at Connect Savannah. And if you want to sponsor an episode, if you would like to be a sponsor of the podcast, get on board, guys. Why not?
Send us an email.
Yeah, send us an email, whatarewedoingsav@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you guys too. If there's anything that you're really liking about the podcast, or if you have any suggestions, we're open to that too.
And if you guys watch Finding Magic Mike, let us know. Tag us in an Instagram story. Tell us what you think and tell us how much you love Ricky.
Yeah, we're going to tag him in our photos too, so make sure you give him a follow.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you guys
Thanks,
so
y'all.
much.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.